Hello, everyone. I was waiting for my co-host to come up in here, Shanette. We're still working with going live, being able to go live. All right, is my partner in? No, she's not in yet. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Actors Endurance. Uh, I don't Lena Horne. That is hilarious. Uh, You know what? That's funny. It kept saying Lena Horne wanted to come in. I'm like, who the hell is Lena Horne? That,
Well,
I'm over here denying her. I'm like, hold on, I don't know no Lena. I don't know no alias of Lena. Like, what's going on
uh,
in here?
yeah, I got a million email addresses, so you gotta keep
All
people out
right,
your business. But hey,
all
Shanae,
right, Lena.
Lena Horn.
Right, everybody, welcome to Actors Endurance. We're going live. This is our podcast. We're doing this live, hitting y'all a little earlier for this Friday, and
Mhm.
we're just going to hit y'all with some little Friday facts we got going on right here today. So.
Yes, unless y'all, just in case y'all don't have time to, read the news and get on there and check out all the stuff that's going on in entertainment, we got you covered.
Yes, yes, we do. And as my partner says, we're not here for a long time, but we're here for a good time. So we're gonna
Yes.
jump right on up in this joint so that y'all can be informed and enjoy the rest of your Friday.
Hey, that part. And real quick, Marlon, I'm gonna go get my book.
Oh, okay. Well, while she's getting her book, as you can see up here, and that's the QR code for my book, which is the Actor's Little Black Handbook. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Yes. And I'm right back up in here. So the Actor's Little Black Handbook is a handbook. Oh, and there's her weekly planner. So the Little Black Handbook that you see right there, you can press
Love
that QR
it.
code, go right to Amazon and get right up in there. And we have the Actors Weekly Planner. So you have, yes, you have a book where you can plan your life. Then you have a book where you can actually live your dream. And
Yeah.
the concise acting techniques is built for actors on the fly, actors on the go. If you're in class, if you're in rehearsal process, that book is your sidekick. You should have it with you at all times. And
Absolutely.
I'll let Shanette explain her book a little bit more in detail as well.
Yeah. So I created this actors weekly planner so that you all can stay organized and keep everything just in one place. So not only does it help you stay organized, but listen, it helps you stay motivated. We got some little motivation and inspirational quotes. Of course, we have a calendar, but also you get some good facts and history about the film and entertainment business. So I gave you a little bit of everything, y'all. Not only that, habit tracker, so you can track all your habits, make sure that you're working out, you're working on your dialects, learning a new language, hydrating, all that good stuff. Then you have a journal, of course, so you can write down your thoughts, keep track of, like your emotional states. So if say you're having a wonderful day, what were some of the things that were going on that made your day so wonderful, so that say you're having a little off day, you can go back to the journal and be like, oh, okay, read that and get back into that great day mindset, and continue and coast on and have a wonderful day. But we have a lot of great things in there, and actors endurance, we're all about never giving up. That's why it's called Actors Endurance. And there's a whole bunch of other stuff in here. But listen, y'all, get on Amazon and go ahead and grab that weekly planner, because, either fail to plan or plan to fail.
There you go.
Mhm.
And if you look up Actors Endurance, you'll find both of our books on that same page. You're going to see her book first. the Actors Weekly Planner. That's going to be up top, and then maybe a couple sponsored books down. You're going to see the Actors Little Black Handbook: Concise Acting Techniques for the Resilient Artist. All right, so now that we've done some housekeeping, we're going to go in here and go through a couple of articles for you, keep you guys updated because we know that you're a busy, busy talent, and we want to be able to keep you on top of everything. All
Yeah,
right.
Marlon, I tell you. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean
You good. I'm
to.
waiting on you.
Yeah, I just wanted to shout out to the dailies. I love that newsletter. We're not paid or sponsored, but the dailies newsletter is wonderful. It gives you some great information. Now, of course, I'm on Variety and Deadline and Hollywood Reporter. There's a whole bunch of places. And also, of course, use your AI tools, people. Use your AI tools. Little tip. But yeah, so well, I was reading the dailies and wait, was this the dailies article? Or we got a few of them. No, I think we should start with the should we tell them about the writers first?
Yes, 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 yes. Let's talk about that one.
Okay, we'll tell you all about the writers first. So, whew, Lord have mercy. I feel for them. I feel for them. I really do. So, according to Hollywood Reporter, so it said TV writing jobs. It's not funny, but it's sad. TV writing jobs fell by 42%. That's nearly half. 42% between 2023 and 2024. Now, of the total 1,319 total writing jobs that were lost from 22 to 23, 642 of them were co-executive producers or above. So there's some big people. They're not the below the line, they above. So I said, oh my goodness. Now they said even with the strikes in 2023, Hollywood's, rearview mirror writers are still feeling the pinch. So I'm assuming it's just due to AI, of course. But they said on Friday, the Writers Guild of America released new job statistics highlighting the recent declines in television writing jobs across various levels of the hierarchy. Now, man, so they said 642 jobs were lost, a decline of 40%. Um, man, and that's of the co-executive producers and higher up to the showrunner level. Now that's pretty high. Now,
Wow.
exactly. Exactly. Now the mid-level positions, co-producer through like supervising producer, declined by 299 jobs, which is 42%. So, man, this is really crazy because it doesn't seem like it's getting any better at all. So, but I think that's just happening just across the board. Since the pandemic, then you had all these strikes. Everything has just been on the slow decline. And it is horrible because what people don't realize, and hopefully they do realize that everything is shifting now. Everything is shifting into this AI. So I don't know. Yeah, also like the cable TV subscriptions and cable programming are declining as well because streaming platforms are taking over. So we're just in this big, 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 big shift. I don't know, man. What do you think about that? Because it's not like it's something new though.
Well, they have built-in TV, the built-in stations on the TVs now. So that cable subscription, I'm not going to put all of that on AI. I'm going to put that on these TVs being built with a TV within it.
Yes.
I think I have a Vision TV, like all of the TVs. I think my TV is not a top brand TV, but when it has a whole list of free TV shows. Um, Oh, I'm
Mm-hmm.
sorry. I was looking at invalid argument. Talking
Yeah.
about. Did you see that in the argument? Oh, okay.
No
Oh,
bad
my bad.
business. Yeah.
First of all, let me say hi to J.R. Keen and I Love Bluey. Thank y'all for joining us. We appreciate you. And
It
I
would.
don't even know what that argument, invalid argument crap is, but
Ignore.
oh, you got to. Anyway, so there, it does seem like it's a lot that's going on with that, and I think that we're just going to constantly see shifts for the next maybe 5 to 10 years because we have emerging technology, we have tariffs going on all over the place. There's all these economic wars, and we have emerging industries. Bollywood is emerging, Nollywood is emerging. The Asian film market is absolutely about to take off. Like Squid Games really kind of set a bar, and Parasite. So
Mm-hmm.
you had two very successful movies, and they've had quite a few. You also have Sony, who is a major powerhouse in entertainment. So China has a way to be self-sustained throughout this whole thing, not necessarily needing the United States, especially when these tariffs are so high. So I don't know what we're going to be looking at in the future with this, but the writers, it just seems like AI can replace certain talents, and when you're placing above the line, that's when it's really scary because below the line and above the line, for anyone who doesn't know that terminology, above the line is when you're on a call sheet and you look, they have a big black line, and the people that are above the line are normally the producers, directors, the people that are quote unquote very important. People below the line are crews, the actors, and everybody else that is expendable.
Right, pretty much. Yeah. And it's just the last point on these writers. So the number of screenwriters working is down 15% and the screenwriter earnings are down 6%. So there are less of them, they're making less money as well, which is really horrible. So I'm not sure I'm not sure what the what kind of fix or what they can do about that. Like, how do writers, pivot and transition? I feel like
Get into the
maybe go overseas, go overseas, go out of the country.
art.
I
Well,
don't.
I'm not a writer. I do know writers. I know tons of writers. You can use AI to help you leverage some of your stories, but I think that it's going to take an effort from actors and writers to say, "Hey, let's get together so that we can save each other." At this point, we have
True.
to get together to save each other because AI is going on with or without us. So uh, I do like AI. I like facets of AI, but we have to understand that it is changing. The technology is changing. The way that people do business and the everyday life is changing. So we have to adapt with that, or we will get left behind. There isn't any ifs, ands, and buts about it. You're gonna get left behind. So as artists, we just need to figure out another way.
Yeah. Well, Bruce Lee said, "Be like water. Be like water, and just flow. You got to go with the
Yeah.
flow. Go with the flow.
Oh,
Reinvent yourself, and try to transition, pivot. Learn some new skills. I don't know, but that's what's going on with the writers.
yes.
Uh, well,
Let's
I love
somewhat
that we
pivot.
both have our hats on. I wore my hat just because, I was like, "You gonna wear your hat?" I said, "I'm gonna wear my little hat too." Hey, come on
You
with that.
see my throwback. Well, you
Uh-huh.
can't really,
I
but the
can't. Yeah,
throwback. This
I
is
can see the
the
little.
blaze.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Blazing '87.
Yep.
Uh, yeah, yeah. This shirt is a throwback shirt from when we were on the radio. So yeah, we're just gonna shift over to VOD. All right. Speaking in other news, and as if it couldn't get any worse, it does get a little bit worse. So in Vanity Fair, um, how screwed is Hollywood now that Trump is playing chicken with China? That is the article that you can go to, and just a little bit out of this article, it's official. China is reducing the number of Hollywood films allowed to play in the country as a part of its ongoing trade war with Donald Trump. Earlier this week, Bloomberg reported that China was considering a full out ban on all Hollywood films. So maybe movie executives here I mean, they should feel lucky that it's only a moderate reduction. So the article goes on to say the wrong action of the U.S. government to abuse tariffs on China will inevitably further reduce the domestic audience's favorability towards American films. So the Chinese Film Administration said in a statement, films will be targeted and how many that remains to be seen. While Trump put many of his global tariffs on pause, he remains resolute, keeping enormous tariffs on China, having announced that they will be increased to 125% from the initially proposed 104%. Wow, we are. I don't know where to go, and actually even further down in the article, whether we're thinking we're going to hurt China or not. Go further down in the article, and it says that just this year, Neza or Nez, it's N-E capital Z-H-A 2. So I don't know exactly what that was, but it was a Chinese animated adventure film that grossed a staggering nearly 2 billion, not million, not 20 million, not 100 million, 2 billion at the box office. So we're not even talking like it went home, it streamed. This was box office. I don't know of any American film that did 2 billion in the box office. I
Yeah.
mean, the Fast and the Furious barely cracked a billion, right?
Yeah,
So
I'm gonna look it up right now because I'm not sure either. Because that's some big numbers right there.
that's a big number right there. And then sometimes executives here will pull the BS of, oh, we don't really need them anyway. What are you talking about? We have films that was marketed to them, Transformers. Oh God, there's been a whole bunch of them. So you have so the Jurassic Park series alone, it was 157. So Jurassic World made over 157 million in China. Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom did 261 million, and Jurassic World did 228 million. The
Mhm.
Avatar movie did 245 million. So all of this that we don't need China and all, I mean, you're selling overseas. So your investors or whoever is investing into the films, if they're not going to get an ROI, then they're not going to invest into American films anymore if they're not going to get that return. So these tariffs are not just, it may boost other businesses in the United States, but it's killing us as entertainers, President Trump. We're getting killed over here. So while other, like I saw him on the news the other day, he was like, "Yeah, you made money and you made money and your company made money because of the tariffs." Well, what about us? You have other citizens here that is being hurt by these tariffs. So what's up? What's up with the entertainers? What's up with the people that are not with your crew? With your crew is making money, my crew is suffering. So what's up, man?
Yeah,
What's up, President Trump? I
man, it's
mean,
good to be his friend, isn't it? Good to be his friend, his crony.
I guess that's what it comes down to because we're at a point now where it's just like either you in or you out. But all right. So if that's going to be the case, then open up a way for us to get into your boys' business. I mean, you protecting a whole bunch of other people, so you know, um, as
Yeah.
actors and entertainers, it's always fend for yourself. Take the dirt money, or oh, you don't need money because you're an entertainer. You love to do this. Like, no, no. You remember a few years ago, we had to wear T-shirts that says I am an entertainer, but I don't work for free.
Yeah,
For free.
exactly.
And you
Exactly.
make a living, I make a living. What are you talking about? So no, I don't want to hear all of that. Oh, just because you're an entertainer, you're just supposed to be happy running through the a lily field with no shoes on and just saying, "Oh, thank God today is sunny." Like, no, 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 no. We need to survive too. And you
Yeah.
can't tell me that you don't need entertainment because Mr. Trump, you made a living off of being an entertainer. You made a living Off of it. Nobody,
Um,
if he stayed in real estate, nobody would know who President Trump is. Just the
mm,
fact. If he just stayed in real estate. But with The Apprentice and all of your other shows, your network shows is what helped boost this economy for a very long time. So don't act
mm.
like we don't exist, big government. Act that, yeah, why don't you, you know,
And
stop?
yeah, and I'll tell you, like when you go back to these like a lot of films have grossed over $2 billion, but worldwide. So we need these other countries. Otherwise, we're not making because people are not going to the theater. They're just not doing it anymore. They hard, it's rare. That's why the movie theaters, I think we touched on this in a previous episode, the movie theaters now, they're shifting into entertainment zones, like little fun zones. So you go to the movie theater, you can play pickleball, you can go bowling, you can
Yep.
play regular video arcade games, right? You can do all these other things and you can sit at the bar, you can have dinner, you can have do all these other things in addition to going to the movie theaters, and they had to do that in order to draw in more audiences. So oh boy.
Getting there. Hello, Tanisha M. Oh, sorry, I said Tanisha M. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you.
Yeah. Hey, Tanisha.
Oh, yes, yes. Well, thank you. We're glad to be here. Trust us. We are very, very happy to be here.
Hmm.
All
Yeah,
right.
but this is
So
crazy.
we're
I just say,
well.
everybody, y'all just make sure y'all are paying attention. Continue to watch, Actors Endurance, because we're keeping y'all abreast. And if any new actors out there, you guys, curious on getting started or don't know how to get into the business, please go to our YouTube channel. We're giving all this free advice, and you guys can always hit us up in the comments or actorsendurance@gmail. We're always here for any questions. Yeah.
All right. Do
Hmm.
you so what else you got there? Because we when we do these little lives, we ain't gonna be here long, y'all. We just gonna report, and go on about our BS.
Yeah, we just want to give y'all a few good things. One thing I definitely wanted to put out there so people, can pay attention, do some more research, look into it if they like. So, if you guys remember the No Fakes Act, um, that's where uh, that's basically where AI was taking actors' likenesses and using them for whatever they wanted to. Like, uh, say they took Viola Davis and they took her picture and they put it on I don't know, a Honda ad or a Nike ad, without her permission. So this No Fakes Acts, they said, is back with a vengeance, which is great. So the bipartisan bill that stalled out in Congress last year has been reintroduced, which is wonderful. Now, this act would establish America's first federal right of publicity. So what it's basically saying is it would let creators stop AI companies from making fake versions of them without their permission. But this time around, the bill has backing from some major players. So now the bill is being backed by Google, YouTube, the Recording Industry of America, and the Motion Picture Association, and of course, SAG AFTRA. So this bill is finally being backed by some major players, which I love. Now, I'm glad that YouTube, because YouTube and CAA, they're rushing to expand their AI partnership. So YouTube and CAA struck a deal last year, which they allowed their A-list actors, which they should allow everybody, but so they're allowing their A-list actors, their musicians, their athletes to go on, identify any AI generated content that was not, that they didn't have permission to use, and they're actually allowing them to, basically take it down. So that's a great thing. They're also,
Yeah.
they're expanding it to creators too, like creators with a huge following like Mr. Beast, Marquise Brownlee. So they're allowing them to actually go through, take down all their AI fakes down, which is wonderful. But I love how you have to go through Congress and get the put it in the law. So that's a great thing. I'm really happy about that.
It reminds me of the dot com, like they were taking pro athletes, right? And the ones who were high prospects or if they were five-star recruits to a college, they would start buying their names and dot com in their names. They did it like some of these kids was coming out of high school. They weren't even out of high school yet and being recruited by like some of, I think back then it was like Alabama, the big schools, the SEC, and they were
Hmm.
taking those names, and people would just buy your name. And I forget the football player. I think it was a running back or something that fought it, and eventually they were like, "Yeah, you just can't buy somebody's name when they're in high school, and then as soon as they get become a pro, you got to go and buy your name back from somebody who just had a few dollars to buy the domain." So
Yeah.
um, I think this is an extension of that, and it's good because a lot of people took advantage of athletes and people who were well known. So you can buy like a fictional one. Like I could buy somebody could have bought Actors Endurance, and if that were the case, we would have had to come along and buy it from them. But
Mhm.
it keeps them from stockpiling people's images and a misrepresentation. It's hard as hell for entertainers just to maintain our own representation because we have movies that represent us, we have commercials that represent us. Like people think that it's the opposite. We don't represent that shit. That shit represents us. You
Mm.
do a badass movie. Do a movie that wasn't good. That's a
Yeah,
reputation. That's on you. That's not on the movie people. That
absolutely.
you know,
Because they start looking at you like, oh, they suck. That movie was horrible. I can't believe they did that. You have no control. All you can control is your performance. You may have done a good performance. Maybe they shot it wrong or the sound was. You have no control over that. But guess what? Now you suck. It's like, oh, come on. That's why you be careful what you do. But
Yeah, even if you endorse the company, let's say you endorse the company that got in trouble. Now you are the face of a company that got in trouble. But guess what? People don't know what the CEO looks like. They don't know what the CFO, the COO, they don't know what the business partners look like, but they know what your ass looks like, and you will
Mhm.
be the association with it. So again, at the end of the day, the artist ends up getting hit harder than anybody related to it, but yet we're always the face of their products. Hey, you don't want us there? Represent the shit yourself then. Take your CEO ass up there and do what we do. But that's not what you do. You know what I'm saying? So that's not what you do. Then let us do what we do, but compensate us for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's just where I am with it. Everybody wants their due. Like, what if I looked at Walmart and said, you know what? Nah, this shit ain't worth that. I want to pay $1 for something. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't worth it. In my
Yeah.
eyes, it ain't worth it. Like, we don't get a chance to pick a value for somebody else.
Yeah.
They pick our value and tell us this is what you're worth. Shit. If you make $1 billion off of my IP, then that's what I was worth. The hell are you talking about? I was at least worth 250.
Mm-hmm.
You know, not 2,000, not two. Oh, I'm gonna buy you out for $2,000 so you can go make $1 billion. What? No, no. So
Mm-hmm.
we have to fight for where we stand with society. you know and now we can just become more content creators. Like let's take that part of our business back you know and there are other content creators out here, but hell, we actors, we're the most creative people on earth, like for real. We're the most creative people on earth. So all this playing second fiddle to people, you know me, I'll go
Yeah.
off on that second fiddle shit. not
Um,
not not when you not, I mean, if you don't make us a star, you don't have an audience.
mm,
That's just the way that I look at it. Even with football, people are talking about the owners and stuff. I'm like, okay, football players could go on a high school football field and draw a crowd. The owner can sit in a big ass stadium by himself and nobody will ever come to see them. So don't tell me, you know what I'm saying? So there needs to be a reciprocation. It needs to be a reciprocal relationship. And it doesn't seem like that, especially not in Hollywood. It's not. It's not. Take, take,
mm.
take. So
Well, it's just
anyway,
a cold, cold world, Marlon. It is a cold, cold world. So, I'm always listen. Focus on your money, people. Mind your business, and make sure that you are taken care of. Do what you need to do for yourself because nobody cares. It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Nobody
Well,
cares.
but I care about letting y'all know what's going on. So,
I know that's right. I know that's
because we ain't gonna be on here all day. It's Friday. I don't know what y'all talking about. So, look, the last thing we're gonna cover today, we're gonna end this on a good note. So, a glimpse into the future of a glimpse into the future, the potential of VR in filmmaking. So, here's a way that we can start to take control over our destiny. Virtual reality offers a new level of immersive and interactivity. As this technology continues to advance, its integration into the filmmaking process is poised to unlock new dimensions in cinema, redefining the way stories are told and experienced. Um, it's wild. I watched the show on Netflix, and like it had all of these alternate endings. So, and these were endings to the scene. I forget which one it was, but they would go through and it'll give you a choice. Like it'll hover right up under to go into from full screen into the letterbox, and then it'll say, choice A or choice B. So one will actually continue to the next scene. The next one will end the whole damn movie right there. It,
oh
it
wow.
just normally ends everything. So then you go back and then you have a choice again to continue it. So for right now, I've only seen like one alternate ending for each scene that they picked, but it
Mhm.
was dope because as an actor, it's like you get to play you get to play two ends. You could play the continuation and you get to play the end of whatever that story was multiple times. Like
Yes.
that is dope to me.
Yeah, and then
Um,
as just as a viewer too, I mean, it just makes it even more exciting. It's like, oh, because a lot of times when you finish either a series or even a film, you always wonder, especially if it didn't end out, turn out the way you wanted it to. You're like, oh, but what if this happened? So now you have more choices, more options, and it keeps people more engaged in your content because you have so many. So I think that's kind of cool. That is actually really cool.
yes. And I forget, I think I want to say it's the Matrix that is building like some of the sound stages that are coming up. They're going to be they're calling them sound stages, but I'm just saying I believe this is what they're going to replace the regular theaters with. The globe or that dome that's in Vegas,
Mm-hmm.
like people have been talking about just how ridiculous that is, and how immersive it is. IMAX films, and we're gonna hit on that, and when we come back on again. So Michael B. Jordan, they just did, and Antoine Fuqua just I keep messing that man's name up. My man Ant Man. Sorry about that, brother.
Fuqua. Good saying.
Fuqua.
Fuqua, right?
Fuqua.
Fuqua.
Maurice Fuqua, uh, and Michael B. Jordan, a movie that he's doing, which is kind of dope. I'm gonna go back. Fruitville, I think it was Fruitville
Food
Station, was the
rotation.
first
Mhm.
station they ever worked on, and this is a testament to how you take care of your relationships. Now they're both mega stars. They started off with an indie. Now they're mega stars doing some of the biggest projects on the planet, and one of them is converting. Like they have different looks on their films. Oh, no, what? We're gonna get into that one later. That's just dope. But what they're doing with the IMAX, they're giving you 8 millimeter, 16. Um, they may do Super 70, and they're doing the IMAX, and they're putting it on film, not digital. And depending on where you are in the country, you can actually see it in whatever form of film that they have it in. That is the next level. Not quite VR and all of that, but it's offering a different experience in the filmmaking world.
Oh, now
So
that.
I would imagine. Oh yeah, yeah. I'm definitely going to come back with that article. I should have done it today, but
Yeah.
just know that the immersive storytelling is here, and I think
Mhm.
the sound stages are going to be built in a way to where you're always surrounded by it. They actually have some that flare out on your side, so you're going to have peripheral things going on in your peripheral vision as well as the front. So as new filmmakers are coming along, maybe you start looking into these emerging technologies to make sure that your what we're viewing is wide enough, so
Mhm.
you're gonna have to start shooting on different formats and things like that. Hell, may even have to go back to film to actually be able to get that coverage. So
Mhm. Wow,
but
so
but
not only films becoming immersive, but theater as well. So everything is constantly changing, but it's a great, yeah, it's a beautiful thing. I love this technology. I love it and hate it, but I mostly love it. It's a lot of
uh, I don't hate it as much, and only because it's bound to change, and I don't think that we can change what is inevitable, and that it changes inevitable. Um, the difficulty for me is figuring out where we fit up in this going forward, and oftentimes how we fit up in a situation is dictated by other companies. So
Mhm.
now that the companies that they're pulling back on us and going more towards AI, now we have a major problem.
Yeah,
So but I think that we'll be able to create our own platforms or platforms that cater to immersive storytelling, and we just like anything else, we find a new way to tell stories.
absolutely, absolutely. I love all that. My only gripe really is the invasiveness of it. I don't like, them having all your information. You got your blood type. They know all your DNA. They know how many times you're blinking. Like it's a lot. So
Yeah.
that's what I really don't like. But other than that, it's a lot of fun. So I hope y'all are staying. I hope y'all out there are staying abreast of all this new technology, learning and growing and studying and doing your due diligence. Because we'll be having a good time with it, for sure. Uh,
Yes.
yeah, absolutely. Now, real quick before we go, you want to give what are people watching out there? Uh, what are y'all watching out there? If you can leave it in the comments, what are you watching? TV shows, films. Um, right now, well, the last things I was watching is Will Trent. Love that show. Love me some Matlock, of course.
Mm.
And of course, Raising Kanan. That's my favorite out of all the Power series. Boy, do I love Rock. Oh, that would be a great role for me, but she is killing it. That lady's so talented. I would love to meet her too. Yeah, so that's pretty much what I been watching here and there. I'm not constantly sitting down streaming television. We got to get some work done, but that's pretty much what I have been watching. And I just recently saw what is the name of the film? It was really, 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 really good too. I enjoyed it. Horror film. It was more like a thriller. I got scared once though. I did get scared once, so I guess a little bit of horror. Man, what in the world? Okay, give me a second to think about it because I can't remember the name of it. I swear, I think my mind just doesn't, my mind just goes sometimes. I don't understand it. But how can you memorize all these lines and can't remember the name of the film?
That's hilarious.
It's
Uh, Actually watching more short form. I've been on short form for a while. Short form really seems to be the route that a lot of people are taking. And it's an attention span, and there's so many things that are out there. So, did you find it yet?
no, but what short form have you been watching?
It's wild. Mainly, it'll be like on YouTube. I may find an interesting story or interesting facts, like the ones that get me. And this is how people are on YouTube all damn night. So they'll scroll a "Did you know?" And then you have all of these "Did you know?" weird facts, and I'm thinking, of, oh, all of this stuff that I grew up with. An hour later, they're still spinning. It's like, you look up, you've been on somebody's feed, or the same one that just keeps looping in the algorithm. It's nonstop, guys. They have billions, so you either have to just cut yourself off or change your algorithm.
Oh
But
wow.
yeah, it's short form. It's too interesting, and because of the algorithms, they're always sending you what you like. So if you're watching a bunch of ratchet stuff, you watch one, they'll give you 20 more just like it.
Yeah.
So be mindful of your short form, and then have a cutoff. Have a cutoff. Do like maybe two or three of them, and walk away from that shit. It's too addictive, and you would
Put it
have looked. You would
down.
have wasted half your day.
Yeah, put it down. I've seen a couple of short form content, and I love that I love and hate it because it draws me in too. They leave
Mhm.
you on the edge of your seat, so you have to watch the next one because you just it drives you crazy not knowing. So they know what they're doing. But but that's the new wave though. That's the new wave. There's a lot.
Yes,
We should talk about that on an episode because it's huge. It is
and we
so
will.
cool.
We
Now
will.
yeah. But the film that I saw was The Woman in the Yard. The Woman in the Yard. Y'all, if you
Oh,
haven't seen that, go see that. It was really, really good. I enjoyed that. I'm not a huge fan of horror. I do like it, but it's not my first go-to. But man, was that film amazing. I loved it. I really did. Absolutely loved it.
I saw
So
previews for that.
are you
Yeah, I
there?
think I'm gonna check that out. The woman just sitting there like all black, just sitting in the yard, and they're like, "Who's that, mommy?"
Yeah.
Oh man,
Yes.
yeah,
I love Russell
wow,
Hornsby too, man. That brother is working. Get it,
yeah.
Russell. Get it. That brother is working. And I love that he'll go from the stage to the film to the TV. Like he's all over the place. Absolutely love it. Oh, now I know it was Danielle Deadweiler. You know, she was one of the main cast, and then the other main cast, I'm I'm sorry, I just cannot pronounce your name. Okwi Okpakwasili. My apologies, but you were wonderful too. Loved it. But what was it? Danielle Deadweiler. She was the main character. She Oh my goodness. She was brilliant. She was really, really, really good. Because acting is all in the eyes. She has wonderful eyes. She has like these big eyes too, so she can play with them. You can always tell the thoughts and intentions were always there. So you guys, if you haven't seen The Woman in the Yard, please go check that out. But yeah, that's what I've been watching. And then I'll start watching some more of this short form content for
Yes,
sure.
mine. I'll tell you some of the corny ones, and I will leave y'all on this. I kind of watch the ones that I don't want to say corny because they're just it's a different format. But I'll start watching the ones that it'll be like part one and somebody's treating somebody really mean and they're like, oh, I'm homeless and I just need a bread and somebody's just being a real jerk and going, oh, you're dumb and I don't need you and then part two, I'm like, okay, what happened? They left me
Yeah.
cliffhanger over here. I go over to the next one, and it's like then you find out that the person was the CEO, and they was just like, "Oh yeah, I was out mudding today, and I came to the office to go clean up, and then one of the employees treated them like shit, so then they fired him, and it's just like treat people good, I
Yeah.
love it. It is corny as hell, and I love them, absolutely love them, because it's a real story with real actors or real people. It's real engaging.
Yeah.
Um, so that's kind of
But
that's a
it's so funny. I've only seen a couple of short forms, but mine were pretty much the same. I think a lot of people are doing that because it's so engaging and inviting, and just people just love it. Because the one that I saw was about, oh, this military man, and he's dating this woman, but she was pretty much just like a gold digger or whatever. He was overseas and he was deployed, and he's funding all whatever she want to do, go to school. He's sending her money every month, this, that, and the other. But then when he comes back, she's like, "Oh, it's over because I'm gonna meet the king tonight, and he's gonna love me and fall in love, and we're gonna live happily ever after," not knowing that he's actually the king. So
yeah.
she treated him like he ain't nothing. Oh, you don't have any money. All you are is a soldier. I said, "Oh my lord!" And I sat there and watched that thing and watched that thing, and then I sat there and had to take a timeout I said, girl, you just fell for it. You just fell for the
Yep.
open. I said, oh my Lord. So I watched two
Yep.
episodes and I just put it down and walked away because you already know what's going to happen, but it's so entertaining. You're like, oh, and it was, what you would call cheesy, but good. Cheesy isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's not necessarily a bad thing. It is cheesy. And they know it's cheesy when they make it. Like, come on. Because acting is good, but it's still just, like, it's still cheesy. So but yeah, good content and it draws people in. It draws
Yes.
people in. So yeah, there's a large audience, a lot of platforms are making a lot of
Yes.
money over this here. So yeah, if you guys are into short form content, or you content creators out there, it's a big market for that.
Huge. And we're gonna be jumping on real soon ourselves. So all is not lost, and they're paying for short form content now. A lot of the platforms are starting to open up to the idea that short form content is here to stay, and it generates a lot of movement on their site. So
Yeah.
acting out a good way. A lot of people are getting into so the sketch comedy aspect is cool, but there are a lot of people doing the sketch comedy. So let's look at realer stories. Maybe do stories on mental health, um, dementia and things like that, like having to deal with people with dementia and how that is on a regular basis. Like there's so many other stories that we can tell. So we just have to reroute how we're thinking and how we want to serve the world as entertainers.
Yeah, absolutely. And you guys, going forward, what is really popular and selling and on the rise is just engaging more realistic, lifelike, like grounded content to where people just feel, like they're a part of it or they can relate to it. That's where everything is going. That's why, we got so many things in the works. I can't wait. It's taking a little while, but boy. I was
It's
telling one of
coming.
my friends earlier, like a bamboo tree, like a bamboo tree. We'd already planted the seed. You can't see nothing but the dirt right now, but we're watering it. Put a little fertilizer, give it some sun. And then, boy, when we sprout out, boy, it's over. It's over. So,
Ah,
yeah, y'all keep watching. We appreciate y'all. And then, of course, listen, leave it in the comments if you have any questions about starting your acting career, any questions about growing your acting career. If you are not reading or studying, if you can't afford classes, all you got to do is go on Amazon and get his book. Listen, y'all, I think next live, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in all the books that I read. There's probably like a stack like this. You can condense it all into his book because it has everything. Like he took all his knowledge and expertise over the years and he took all these different techniques, some you heard of and some you haven't heard of, right? This man is brilliant. That's why he's my partner. You always want to, partner with people that are better than you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so we took all these next time I'm gonna bring all the books that I read, but I'm telling you, y'all, you can condense them. Just get his book. You can use it forever. That's how good it is. And then listen, we got the weekly planner. This is the 2025. We got 2026 coming right around the corner because we almost halfway through the year, right? Stay organized, y'all. Stay abreast on your craft. Like you have to put the work in. We try to make it easy as possible for y'all. We try our best. Go to YouTube, watch our videos. Um, yeah, that's all I gotta say. I'm just gonna sip my tea. So,
all right.
sip my
And
tea.
on that note, thank you, Tanisha. Yes, and please let us know what you think about the books. We would love to get a review. And I mean, the books are here to help, really.
Yes.
This was not, we didn't develop the books out of financial necessity. We built it on industry necessity. And people double booking, it happens all the time, the double booking, the being unorganized, all of that. And to have a book that's actually catered for actors, because you can get a regular journal, but that regular journal is more or less for business people. She did
Hmm.
this specifically for actors, and it's a book to help you get better, not just to keep you organized. I love the habit tracker, what shows you're watching, how you staying abreast, and it gives you the journal allows you to manifest your career. So I highly, highly, highly recommend that you put that and make that a part of your routine, and then grab this book and make that a part of your routine. Take it
Oh,
with you. Take it with you everywhere that you go. Uh, yeah. So on that note, we're out of here. We are like 20 minutes more than what we wanted to be on here, but there's just so much going on that we want to keep you up to date. So thank you for joining us.
yeah.
And always remember, be great, be great, be great, be better than you was yesterday, and be great.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna give him this. I'm gonna give him this. Come on. That's one thing we never gonna do over here. Never give up on
That's
your
right.
dreams, baby. Never ever.
Never give up on good games. All right. And we are Actors Endurance. Don't forget to go to YouTube, like, follow, subscribe. We're Actors Endurance on all platforms.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Amazon.
yes, Amazon. Go to Amazon. You can push the QR code right there for Actors Endurance, the Actors Little Black Handbook, or you can go to Amazon and just look up Actors Endurance. You will find both of our books right there. All right, we love you guys. Have a happy Friday, and we'll be coming back real soon with getting you guys up to speed on what's going on in the entertainment business. All right, I am Marlon Hargrave. That is Shanette Wilson, and we are out. Peace.
Yeah.